Uh-oh. Hello. I am from Europe. If you were to present yourself candidate for president, I would vote for you. You know what I learned from Thomas Massie losing his bid for his primary? I don't want to run for office. Being elected, because what was he? He was in the House of Representatives. I don't actually want to represent people. I really don't. Because as a representative, your job is not to have your own thoughts and ideas. Your job is to do what people want you to. Yeah, as an elected representative, your job is to do what people want you to do. And that's a pretty, I have no desire to do that, actually. None at all. What I learned from Thomas Massie getting kicked out of Congress is that if your constituents want you to protect pedophiles, then essentially that's your job, right? You would have to do that. And fuck that. I would want the ability to tell my constituents, you suck, you're all wrong, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want anyway. I would be a horrible politician. What is this stream about? It has no topic. I'm just testing the Sony transmitter. So I bought this Sony device. It's a PDT-FP1. It's a transmitter, and I didn't realize until I got it that it's actually just an Android phone with a giant antenna, a heatsink, and a fan. And it has an Ethernet port, and it also has 2 USB-C ports so that you can charge it while using it with USB-C tethering, and it has an Ethernet port. So it's kind of like, it's really a hotspot on steroids. But since it's an Android phone, it's an Android-based device, I wanted to see, just out of curiosity, can I live stream from it? Because all the live streams I've ever done over the years on any Android phone, any Android flagship phone, Samsung, Motorola, Google, HTC, they've all been shit. But this device is essentially, it's literally just a giant antenna. It's a giant antenna with a giant heatsink and a giant fan. And I turned the fan up to full blast. So I want to see if this is any better or if this is still a Pixel. Yeah, but I'm using the camera that's built into it though. You're not supposed to actually use this as an Android device, so I'm kind of hacking it here. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to attach this to a real camcorder. So I was using this to do that live stream from Taylor, Texas, and it was actually giving me a much better result than the Peplink router that I had, which is crazy because those Peplink routers that I had, they were using 2 SIM cards and they were bonding it together. Whereas this is only using 1 SIM card at a time, and it's actually much better. This is much better using 1 SIM card at a time than the Peplink one's using 2, which is kind of crazy. However, this is the camera that's built into the phone, and the camera that's built into the phone is probably a piece of shit. Yeah, the camera that's built into the phone is like, this device is literally just a Wi-Fi hotspot. It's not even supposed to have a camera, so I'm sure the camera built into it is a complete piece of shit. It's not supposed to be good. Not stable. Yeah. I would have to buy a gimbal. I don't, fuck. So it has no stabilization. Good to know. It is shit. Yeah, I think that's just the nature of YouTube streaming from a phone. I've never figured out how to make that any better. But this is not even a phone. This is like a professional transmitter, which is crazy. I've just always been curious, what is it? Is it the settings in the app? Is it the lack of bandwidth? Is it that the YouTube app itself is just complete and utter garbage? Because if you do a stream from a computer, if you sit down at a decent computer with OBS and a wired connection, it's fine. But when you stream from a phone, it's garbage, almost universally. One way to find out. You're absolutely right to want nothing to do with politics too much. Yeah, I would not want anything to do with that. Yeah, I really like having the ability to say I want to do what I want to do. And I don't know, just watching that Thomas Massie election made me realize that running for office is a popularity contest. You have to do what the people that are in your area want of you. And I respect that as a job. I understand why the system is put together that way, but no. I need the ability to tell people that they're wrong. Go outside a city to test it. Why would I do that? How is Mr. Clinton? Clinton's doing all right. Oh, somebody gave 20 bucks. Whoa. Look at AOC. She brings visibility due to her personality. As an elected official, imagine what your intelligence in Congress would bring in clip content and awareness to right to repair. I don't know. Thank you for fighting the good fights, as Jade does. The other difficult thing about actually being a congressional representative is a lot of the job that you're doing, how do I put this? You also have to weigh in on a lot of things that you're absolutely fucking clueless. Like, I would be voting on military bills, I would be voting on water supply shit, I would be voting on construction, I'd be voting on like a bunch of shit where I have absolutely no idea. And then there'd just be a lot of new reason to hate me. Yeah, it looks like it just stays red forever. Oh, here we go. You aren't supposed to know everything. You're supposed to be wise and humble enough to reach out and listen to the experts. Yeah, but you have to know enough to know when the expert is an expert and our expert is bullshitting you. So when all those lobbyists show up to these right to repair hearings and they tell you that a magnetometer is going to explode in a microwave, they claim that they're the experts. Everybody has an expert. You have to know enough about your field to know what you don't know, and that actually is a lot. Like, it's easy for me to tell you who is an expert and who's a bullshitter when it comes to repair, because this is my field. Like, it's what I did, at least what I used to do. So, and even though it's not what I do every day now, I can kind of tell when somebody's full of shit. I'm gonna grab myself a drink, BRB. Let's see. Do you have image stabilization? No, I do not. This is not a phone. I do not. I got nothing. This is literally a Wi-Fi hotspot. This is the smelliest Target I've ever been to in my life. Oh my God. Something's rotten in here. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's possible that it's me. I'm gonna treat myself to this only once though. It's so good. I haven't had one of these in like 2 years. I don't have it in me to spend $5 for a drink, but I'll treat myself. Someone I knew had a program that wasn't open source and I wanted to convince him to be open source. How do I do that? I don't think that's the right way to think about it. If somebody's doing something their way and you're like, how do I convince them of this? You're immediately like in a position where you want to sell them and you want to change them and they're naturally just going to be resistant to it. I would ask them why they made the choice for what they did and then go from there. Instead of how do I convince somebody, I would start off with understand where they are at first. It would be like asking me, how do I convince you to move to New Hampshire? Like, I haven't even asked where you live. For all I know, you live in Milford. Maybe you're already there. But you have to understand why somebody thinks that. We recovered data, the comment from Riezo is F them, reported them for false localization. I don't think reporting that company is actually going to do anything. Google's been ignoring reports like that for a long period of time. I have never filed one simply because the same reason that it took me 3 months to RMA my damn SSD to Samsung. It's like, I just don't got time for any of this stuff. But the thing is, they have not cared about this stuff for a long time. Like, I remember when I started looking into this and I was reading everything on Local Search Forum. When I read Local Search Forum, what I was learning from Local Search Forum is that, oh my God, that's some good water, is that a lot of people have reported a lot of these companies and they don't care. The thing is, it goes far beyond the location thing. And it goes very far beyond the location thing. There's so much more going on there. I want to have everything put together and with a nice little bow, and it's going to take time to put all that stuff together. You may be wondering, how does a business with like 50 virtual offices scale up to having a good amount of reviews for all of them in a fast fashion? And I can't answer that for you yet. I can't wait to have the answer though. I can't wait to show the answer. I'm a man that's not very good with impulse control sometimes, but everything that I was writing on my site, I dotted my I's and crossed my T's and all that shit before I published it. That's why I wasn't afraid when that lawsuit threat came out, because I had already done all my homework. So one of the things about saying the stuff that I say or doing the things that I do, you can never be wrong. You can never fucking be wrong. Lewis, turn on TTS. What? I don't even know what that is. Hope you get some rest. We don't need you burning out. I did a YouTube thing. It's got too much with everything else, and it took me probably 2 years to get my health back. Hope you have guards in place. Oh, damn. Well, I'm starting to get up against a wall right now, which is, I have no problem with making money. I'm not a communist. I'm a happy capitalist. My business has always been my business. I'm not saying this out of some socialistic-y thing or some sort of desire for just like saying I don't care about money. I love money. But my YouTube channel has always been my hobby. It's been my outlet because I enjoy making a video. It's like my creative outlet. But I've never really treated it like a business. And I'm finally getting to the point where I realize that I should start treating it like a business for these reasons. How do I go over, like how do you travel to go over covering a 3D printer bill, go into all the behind the scenes deals that the politicians and the companies are doing, at the same time that I'm trying to investigate the mayor of a town, at the same time that I'm trying to respond to a lawsuit and go through like 10 years of a company's history to figure out how they got the locations and the reviews they did and everything else, as one guy. The videos are actually easy. Making a video is simple. Editing a video, whatever. It's the research that's the killer. Because my videos are not hyper edited. My videos are a joke when it comes to the production quality. The most editing you see in any of my videos is me like splitting the screen so that the article is on the left and I'm on the right, and me having to make the cut and drag stuff over, right? That's easy. It's the research and the looking into shit. Because when you're on this side of the aisle, you cannot get anything wrong. Like Flock can get stuff wrong 50,000 times and they will still make money and people will still use them. The Apple Store Genius Bar can give people the wrong advice about a repair 100 billion times over, and they will still be a multi-trillion-dollar company. I can't get shit wrong, ever. And it's the same for any small people. You know, I was talking to a good friend of mine, Kay Dean at FakeReviewWatch.com. Oh yeah, you guys probably see where this shit's going. Talking to a good friend of mine, Kay Dean at FakeReviewWatch.com. Take a wild guess what that conversation was about. And I talked to her a little bit about her 5 or 10 years of investigatory work and the companies that she looked into during that time period and the receipts that she had on them. And one of the points that I was making is I understand how difficult it is because on yours, Google and Yelp, their algorithm can be wrong all the time. They could ignore problems for years on end and say, oh, we're sorry, and just nothing happens. They get away with it. Nobody gives a shit. But you have to be right 100% of the time. If you're wrong once, they will fucking crucify it. And that's what I'm starting to come up against now. Like my nonprofit, that's set up in a way where there's other people to do stuff, and that's kind of sustainable. My business, I do not have to physically be present, and the place works. Now, if I'm not physically present for months at a time and I don't focus on stuff, that's where it starts to, things start to slide, go downhill, and I've had that happen in the past, and then I come back in and I try to fix things up. But, like, it works. Whereas with this, I really start to notice the exhaustion come into play when I am the only one doing the investigating, the research, the traveling, the vetting. Because if I'm going to say the things about the mayor of Taylor that I'm going to say, you can't do this shit that I say. You can't say this shit and then get things factually wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but no cunt. Oh, I have a bot. Damn. This touchscreen is too shitty for me to be able to remove the bot. If there's a mod that could get rid of Amanda EJ7PL, or just be on the watch for license plates. All the license plates are usually bots. You can't actually moderate on this stupid hotspot of a device. Actually, now I can't see chat at all. Oh shit. Whoa, now you can't see any chat, even super chat. What did I do? One moment. Can we fix it? There you go. Oh yeah, you actually have to that happened the last time I was streaming, actually. It was a few weeks ago. I actually had to restart the YouTube app to live stream. I forgot you can't actually go to the menu where you can read super chats because it'll actually fuck up the app. That's crazy. You have got to be fucking kidding me. You actually can't click super chat. That is horrible. That is horrible. What? If I'm gonna click the chat button, watch what happens when I click super chat. 3, 2, 1. I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube did that because, okay, when we're talking about bugs, this is an interesting one. If Google has a bug where your super chat doesn't show up because it shows up, but when I go to read it, it freezes the app, I may not read your super chat until you give it again. There's an incentive structure to not fix certain bugs. I see this shit. Don't say I don't see this shit. Anyway. What was I saying? Back to the point. I've reached the point with my YouTube channel where I realized that even though this is a hobby, my hobby is now something that I cannot do by myself. It is officially time to figure out what to do with that. Well, I hate ads. Dude, I hate ads too. That's stupid. It pauses the feed when you switch apps. No, I'm not even switching apps. I'm clicking the live chat button within the YouTube app. So what it used to do is it used to let you see live chat, top chat, which is like the people that are the most comment subscribed, so the comments are less likely to be shit, and super chat, so that I could show respect to the people that paid and make sure that I read their comments. When you click live chat and then you click on top chat, it freezes the fucking YouTube app on 2 separate phones. That's crazy. On a Pixel 9 Pro and on a Sony piece of shit. The Pixel has a Lineage, and this just has whatever stock Android Sony puts on it. That's long live stop killing games. Long live stop killing games indeed, my friend. Ads in 2026, crazy people. I do agree. But the thing is, I don't want you to make fun of people that are still watching ads. Because I guarantee you that for the people that are still watching ads, they may know something you don't. You have to be kind, and you have to just politely introduce them to something. And don't go up to them and say, hey, you need to install this, you idiot. What you're going to do is you're going to load a website that you notice for them is constantly filled with ads. And when the screen is empty for you, you don't have to waste 5 or 10 seconds to get to the video. Wait for them to ask you about it. And once they ask you about it, then you're going to introduce them to it politely. Everybody should get introduced to an ad blocker. You have to make sure that you onboard people nicely. Don't be condescending to them because everybody here at some point has seen an advertisement because they did not have a proper ad blocker. We've all been there. Some of us get there at a different time than others. I like uBlock Origin for a web browser. I know that everybody likes OPNsense. I get it. I'm a boomer that uses pfSense, but for I have a pfSense router and firewall, and on that I'll use pfBlocker NG, which blocks ads at both the IP level and the DNS level. So shit like ad.doubleclick.net or all that kind of bullshit, none of those ads will load. And simultaneously, it also blocks things at the IP level. So and you can download and use a bunch of different lists, and you can curate it yourself. It's pretty nice, and it's all free. Yeah, I'm at a crossroads. I kind of don't even know what I would do. I don't even know the job title it is that I'm actually looking for. Like, is it investigative reporter? Is it research assistant? But I find this fun. You know, one of the people that's involved in the whole Taylor data center thing said, you know, we've been working on this since March, and that the progress has been minimal, and now a lot of people want to engage with us ever since the few videos you've done. And I love that. That makes me happy. That's what I live for. That stuff is awesome. But I was also dangerously close to just ignoring that story because I have 2,000 unread emails in my inbox, and there's only so many things I can focus on in a day. Imagine if I had a team of people reading my inbox and researching every story. Because I don't want to just do the level of research that you're getting from the local news outlet that does, because I don't want to insult, but I figured if it was KXAN or KDA, whatever, the local news will show up, they'll talk to a couple of people and that's it, but are they digging into the fact that the ex-mayor worked at a company that sells shit to data centers and then put his best friend on the commission that allowed him to vote to not get himself recalled and all this other crap, and like doing all that, the additional stuff necessary to build up the pressure to get them actually engaging with the community and undoing the bullshit. I want to be able to do that on a larger scale, and I don't really know how to do that yet. I'm just thinking out loud right now. Because this last week has shown me that I've started to get to the absolute end of what I can do myself. Let's see. Long live LR from Romania. Piracy motivates. Oh, thank you. Long live you too, my friend. Why does this not show all that? Appreciate you fighting the good fight. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, sir. You know what I hate about YouTube chat and comments? Names like mine getting shadow banned and people having to switch to live/all chat to see me. I mean, sir, look at your name. Come on, bro. I mean, I'm not going to do that to you, but you can't, come on. Nobody asked you, asshole. Nobody asked you. Let's see. Good day, Skarn. Hello, Shigbeard. That's a pretty walk over here. I don't use a PGP key for emails. I care about privacy. I use Signal Messenger for a lot of things, but I do not really with email. I don't expect a lot of privacy because I primarily use email to communicate with people that I don't know. So because I mostly use email to communicate with people that I don't know and have no trust, I have no idea if those are people that are just leaking the emails anyway. So I treat my email as if everything that I'm doing with my emails back and forth is just stuff that's going to get leaked anyway. So I don't use PGP key for emails. What's your opinion on Mamdani's click to cancel guideline? I did a video on it. I like it. I really do. Because when you look at the simplicity of it, that's what I found beautiful. And if I'm getting something wrong here and you're a lawyer, do correct me. But the law does not ask, you need to have a cancel on your website in this specific manner using this specific program and this specific script, and it must be approved by the government. It's not like that. It's not what you would expect with everybody saying like he's a hardcore socialist. It's such a basic fucking rule that says, however you allow people to sign up, it must be that simple to cancel. So we're not telling you how you need to make people sign up. We're not adding a bunch of paperwork to it. We're not adding bureaucracy. How you, as a private business, we are going to allow the free market to figure this out. Whatever solution that you have for allowing people to sign up, that's the solution that you need to have for allowing people to cancel. It's very fair, and it also allows the company to decide how difficult they want to make their life. Because if it's very difficult to sign up, if it's very difficult to give you money, then maybe there's some leeway in it being difficult to stop giving them money. But if it's very easy to give the company money, then it's just simply saying you need to make it that easy for me to stop giving you money. So as a business owner, I think it's a great law. Because usually I would be somewhat biased as a business owner in terms of, well, you know, you're going to make me have to do additional shit. But that's pretty fucking reasonable. Like, I have one website that I think would not be in compliance, and that's only because it's a nonprofit that I literally have to turn the donation button off for anyway, since it's the old one that I'm not actually, that I do need to close. But like my web forum, there's a subscribe button on that, and you go into your profile if you want to cancel. It's like basic shit. You should be able to cancel the way you signed up for something. Hi, Lewis. Is New York City a safe city? I am planning a visit, but I've never visited an Islamic city. I don't think you know what an Islamic city is, man. As somebody who has been to the Middle East, like I went to the UAE, I went to Dubai, I went to Sharjah, I went to some other areas. I don't think you know what an Islamic city actually is. I think you're, yeah, that's not a real question. Body cams on politicians for transparency and powerful autonomous grand juries for accountability. If I did actually get a seat on city council, or it's not something like that, not city council, but like a more serious seat, I think I would actually travel around with this little microphone on me. I think that would be my sales pitch to people. I'm gonna walk around with a microphone on me, and you can tune into it. I'm gonna have my little transmitter. I wouldn't even say that Dubai is kind of like what Austin is to Texas is what Dubai is to the Middle East. Nobody there is actually from there, but even that is way more Islamic than like New York. Yeah, I think you guys just watched. It's when you read comments like that, you could kind of tell who watches too much television, or is just a meme. Yeah, I think that was a meme question. I think that was a meme question. And honestly, if you really want to go there, I'm just throwing it out there. In Dubai, there were people on the beach with $5,000 purses, $10,000 jewelry. They had their cell phone and everything out. Nobody was afraid of anything getting stolen. That city has its problems. That country has its problems. Many problems, serious problems. But like safety was not one of them, at least for travelers. I'm not sure if you know Gamers Nexus, but could you build a channel, be something like there for computers, but for your channel? Yeah, Steve has done an amazing job of what he did. I remember telling him, I think I first met him in 2021 in person. I remember telling him at some point, like, in the next 3 to 5 years, I don't think anybody's gonna remember that you review GPUs. It's just gonna be consumer protection. I just had a feeling. I remember telling him that. I'm never gonna forget that shit. I forget if that was 2021 or 2020. I just remember telling him, I have a feeling in the next 3 to 5 years, nobody's going to remember that you review GPUs. It's just going to be consumer protection. I just had a feeling. And man, like that, I thought maybe, okay, like best case scenario, maybe I'm kind of right, but a few years off. But holy shit, he speedrun that. And I'm very happy with it. But Steve at Gamers Nexus is the perfect example of like amazing growth. And I don't mean just growth in terms of he has more subscribers. I'm not talking about viewership or subscribers. I'm talking about going from your niche of what you were originally doing to what you're actually doing. But there's a difference between I review GPUs to 10 people and I review GPUs to 2 million people versus I used to review GPUs to 10 people. And now I reveal smuggling cartels that the government and NVIDIA are hiding to 2 million people, right? Like that's not just channel growth, that's like personal growth, business growth, like personal development. Like Steve Burke, in my opinion, is like the perfect example of the progress that you can make if you set your mind to it. And I mean this in the absolute best way possible. Like, damn how that channel has like fucking become amazing over the years. Let's see, let me read some of this. What do I got here? JK, I'm only planning to visit Museum of Modern Art. Oh. The Museum of Modern Art was kind of lame. I liked there was another art museum. It was like closer to the Upper East Side. I forget the name of it. It's in the tip of my tongue. I forget exactly what it is, but that was much cooler to me. Who the fuck is advocating for off buttons on politicians' body cams? Quit letting the media control your thinking. Something I thought about is Flock is trying to turn America into FNAF security breach location. Instead of getting the cameras, Vanny and the animatronics are tag teaming to hunt you down. I don't know what FNAF is. I got no clue what that is, but I have the resistance to Flock does not appear to be happening at a scale anywhere near their desire and government's desire to shove this down people's throats. So I have a feeling that they're going to win, and it really makes me annoyed. I'm not happy about that. It's not something that I'm personally excited about at all. Yeah. I've been thinking about this for a while. Like, I have 2,000 unread emails in my inbox right now. And that's with me doing work for 14 to 16 hours a day. I want to come up with this. I'm trying to figure out what the business, I'm trying to figure out what would the job titles even be and the responsibilities. The researcher, sorter, what the guidelines are for what makes a story or doesn't, what makes it interesting. I talked to Kevin, who's the executive director of one of my nonprofits, and he said my tombstone is likely going to say, too many assholes, too little time. It's probably right. Too little asshole, too little time. There's always bullshit in the chat, sir. You think with 1,900 people that there's not at least 20 of them are idiots? Well, you're not going to have any trouble filling a position at all. It's whether you fill it with somebody who has a brain. That's the hard part. Anybody can fill a seat. Very few people can do a job, at least in my experience. Steve used to notice that, because Steve was my store manager before he went to go work for Aaron. He would get so frustrated, and so would I. We went to other businesses, like almost any other business we went to, you could see him becoming annoyed, because all the little things that they were not doing that we would do, we just like start to piss him off. And he would encourage me to branch out and other stuff. I remember one time he said you should start a real estate company, Other time he's like, you should start a car dealer. And I just thought, every single time you go to another business and they disappoint you, you say that we should start like the Rossmann car dealer or something. And I don't know how to do those industries. I have no idea. You probably need like a few more zeros than what I have to start a car dealership because you have to buy all the inventory and all that shit. But I understood what he was getting at. A lot of people just don't care. How do we open up the legal system to the common American? Pro se litigants in federal court only have a 4% win rate, and even in district courts, you need a lawyer to properly navigate procedure. Yet the courts refuse to offer education. That's a good question. A lot of it is, I don't know how you solve this, because becoming a lawyer is kind of like becoming a surgeon in some regards. It's not something that you can just teach people easily. And if you try to teach it in a really quick and dirty way, you're doing the practice and the profession a real disservice. But at the same time, by not having any knowledge of it, even if you do have the ability to file a suit yourself or defend yourself, you're completely fucked against people that actually know what they're doing. I have no idea how you deal with that. Hello, pleasure to meet you. I don't know if he gave me a thumb up or a middle finger. I'll assume it was a thumb up. Cool guy. Whoa, there's a cannon. Why is there a cannon in the street? Why have I not noticed this before? There is a giant cannon. There's this lady that looks like she's lighting it on fire and launching it over here. That's pretty cool. Knowledge is power. Happy to help. Good charity. I deal with this sort of open source information requests. Bobby OS Inns, please send me an email. Lewis@rossmanngroup.com. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, I don't even know what I don't know yet. I just know that I'm finally at the point where I'm open and taking the next step. I also do not, if I do take this type of step, I'm not taking sponsors. Like if I have to do that, I'll just keep it as a hobby. There's no way in fuck I want my videos to start with like, this video is brought to you by Raycons. Yeah, Bobby OSNs, I would love to learn. I hate Sony. I do too. But Raycons are worse.
So I started like fully.
How pixelated is this, by the way? I know it's shaky, but I'm just curious about the pixelation. The shakiness is fixable with a gimbal. The pixelation is not really fixable by, if it's not fixable by not holding the phone and having a literal Wi-Fi hotspot as a phone with a fucking fan and a heatsink, then I kind of give up on that. I'm just curious. Okay, cool. Not horrible. Nice. It's not shit. This has much more viewers than my usual streams do. Usually when I walk around downtown, it gets 200 to 400 people, and it says 2,000. So I'm wondering what's going on with that. Maybe it's I have better cell phone service or something. What's going on here? I don't know. It is hot outside. They'll tell me you went looking for the data recovery company. We already went. So far, there's 3 separate locations that people have visited. My employee visited the Congress Avenue one, somebody visited a Delaware one, and somebody else emailed me a video that I haven't actually been able to watch yet. But I think this is crazy. Like, this is actually turned into, this is actually starting to turn into the whole raid Scientology or raid Area 51 thing. Everybody's visiting the locations of the different We Recover datas. And they're all being polite. To be like everything I'm seeing there, the people that are going into the We Recover data are nicer than half of my customers. They're just asking the most basic of questions and recording it. And hearing, oh, yeah, I don't work for the company. I am not a technician. I I just collect it and mail it to them or something like that. It was something around, that's not verbatim what they said, but it was something close to that. For all for all intents and purposes, it was something like that. I'm telling you, this is so stupid. I don't understand what it is about, like the Streisand effect has to be what, like 40 years old now? How old is the Streisand effect? Anybody know off the top of their head? That shit's gotta be at least 40 years old now. How the fuck is it that companies are not aware of this by now? Like, how are you not aware? And the thing that I don't understand, here's the thing. If you wanted to sue me for defamation, and it was like, you know, out of 50 locations, 49 of those locations had a tech and one didn't, whatever, maybe, like, it's still kind of lame, but fine. But, like, if you're in a situation where almost all of them don't actually have a tech, and they're honest, and they tell you, we do not have a tech, why would you sue over this? Like, are you nuts? I don't get it. Thanks for the response. In fact, someone with your level of expertise is stumped on the question. It's quite telling the state and complexity of the legal system. Here's some kitty baby. This is one of the very few areas where I actually am happy about AI. In terms of, I think that, yeah, AI is going to hallucinate cases that don't exist. AI doesn't correct itself. AI gets a lot of shit wrong. But I read all these cases online of people using AI to deal with shit like, my landlord didn't give me my deposit back, so I had to draft a letter, and then I edited so it sounded like I wrote it. Pencil dick, that guy with the ends. And after they do that, they wind up getting their money back. And that's beautiful to me. Like, and again, if you're at the point where you have like $50 in your bank account, you can't hire a lawyer anyway, you're kind of fucked. What do you have to lose by asking it to just draft you a letter so you can get your deposit back, right? Like, what do you have to lose at that point? And for a lot of the people that are at the what do I have to lose portion, it really does kind of start to even the playing field. All right. Pleasure to meet you. I think it's going to even the playing field a lot for those people. I think it's great for that, just for that. There is a bug on my screen and it looks like it's the size of my thumbnail. Get out of there. Bro, leave this phone, leave it alone, go. You're not crawling on my hand, bro. Come on, I want to let you off safely. Come on, crawl over here. Crawl over here, you shit. Oh my God, what are you doing? Bro, you're not crawling on my hand. Nope, that's not happening. Nope. This little bastard was sent by Apple. Yo, he just landed on the screen after I kicked him off with my key. I've actually used GPT to stump some debt collection attorneys in the past. It's gotten better in the last 2 years. Yeah, again, if you're poor and you get a debt collection letter, you probably just throw it in the trash. Like taking a picture of it with your phone and saying, Gemini, respond to this with the thing that's the most likely to get them to leave me alone. I'm just saying, in that regard, it gets you slightly closer to being slightly less fucked. And it's phenomenally better than you just putting it in the shredder. Yeah. Critical of AI for a lot of things. I'm just saying that it can be useful for that. I did not kill the bug. I just used my key to gently nudge him off the phone. If you shit on me, I will come up there, you fuck. I will come right up there, you little grackle. Grackles are birds that look like Mr. Clinton. They're always angry. They always have this angry look on their face. Holy shit! He went right, you little prick, you heard me. He fucking heard me. Yeah, he flew right by my ear. I felt his wing on my shoulder. That's crazy. That little shit. You win, you fuck. You win. Oh, wow. That was funny. I got what I deserved. I'm talking shit to a bird. I literally tried to talk shit to a bird, bro. I got exactly what I deserved. Last chance, LR. Indeed. Indeed. Last chance for me. You can't scroll back past a certain point in the chat, which is really lame. There's probably paid things that I've missed, and that kind of makes me sad. Let's clip them up. Okay. Birds are not real. Birds are real. There are more of them than there are of you. They also have the high ground. You're screwed. True. This weather in Texas is crazy. It is so fucking hot outside. Beyond unbelievably hot outside. Why are people saying birds are not real? Hello, Lewis. I truly admire your work and what you do. I wish I could follow in your footsteps one day. Don't follow in my footsteps. Walk a better path than I did. My footsteps are filled with mistakes and fuck-ups and aggravation, and the coolest thing in the world is watching people do some of the things that I did, but take a year to get there instead of 15. That's the fun part. Yeah, don't walk in my footsteps. Jump ahead of me. Watch all the mistakes I make along the way and learn. That's what I hope happens with Stop Killing Games. When I was watching the Stop Killing Games stuff, when I saw that they were responding to the unreported, no police report, no report to the Senate committee, no official death threat, or whatever it was. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Can I say it? I think that the Stop Killing Games bill sponsor is the one that told them that you got to post in the forum. You guys, hey, we've heard reports of threats, and you better stop doing that. That's a saboteur. That's not an ally. That is a saboteur. And the thing is, at the very least, the people that oppose a bill, in my opinion, are better than saboteurs, because the people that oppose a bill at least let me know where they stand. Whereas the saboteurs are people that pretend to be on my side and then get me to do shit that's actually going to fuck me up even worse than if I just were dealing with somebody that opposed me to begin with. Oh, you got to be careful of that. Be very careful of that. Saboteurs will fuck you up 6 ways to Sunday before you even recognize what happened. It's really. Oh boy. Did you hear about the Xbox being taken to court by a user in Procon in Brazil because his account got locked and told him he had to make a new account and to get all his games back, you have to buy them again? I did not hear about that, but what would help me, since we're on the topic here of crowdsourcing the whole research thing, would you be open to writing an article for ConsumerRights.wiki? If you could write an article for ConsumerRights.wiki, I'll do my best to make the article better. And after making the article better, maybe I can talk about it. It would be very helpful. That would be amazing. Thank you. Lewis is a paid actor to spread pro-bird propaganda. I'm not saying that they're great, I'm just saying they exist. I think grackles are cunts. I am not pro-grackle. Grackles are a fucking asshole bird, but they are real. You don't have to like a bird to believe that they are real, okay? Have you seen my email? I don't know who you are. And I also can't check my email while I'm reading a live chat that has like 300 chats a minute. So that's a bad question to ask right now, especially since your question does not actually include any context about what your email was. Yeah, that's an impossible to answer question. All right. I actually personally replaced the battery in my S22 Ultra. God bless Louis Rossmann and my father for reigniting, repairing, and then buying. Cool. That's awesome. Don't eat a pigeon, bro. But don't call the grackle plump. That's fucked up. Don't call the grackle plump. That's messed up. I've never been to this place. There's always a bunch of people waiting outside, which makes me wonder what they do here. Austin City Limits Live, PNC Hall. I have no idea what that place does. I'm kind of curious if the fan is spinning in this device. I'm going to put my ear to it for a second. One moment. If the fan is on, it's too low for me to actually even hear it. Is the device, let's see, is this thing even warm? Oh, it's cool to the touch even though it's boiling outside. If this was my phone, it would have been hot by now. So I think the fan and this is actually working, which is crazy. Appreciate what you do. Been watching you since before the days of the Apple legal IP crap. It's awesome that you're showing people they don't have to roll over when they get something written on letterhead. If that's the one thing that I can leave on the world, I'll be happy. Even if right to repair does not pass and like repairability is a meme and goes down the drain, if the whole idea that you do not have to roll over because you just get something in the mail, like I would like to inspire that. That would make me very happy. What also made me very happy is getting another bottle of water. Damn, it is freaking hot right now. I'm about to pass out. Let's see where I can find another water. Lawfare is too common. I'm fighting what could be the largest data center build out in Michigan. Is there any way I can contact you for consult? Possibly bring more attention. YouTube at rossmangroup.com. But do keep in mind I have about 2,071 unread emails right now. So you can email me. It's just, yeah, 2,071 unread emails. I'm working on it. I used to have like 300 or 400 at a time. It has really kind of spiraled out of control at this point. A data center in and of itself is not necessarily the biggest story. What made this one interesting for me, because I'm not anti-data center. I don't have a problem with data centers, I have a problem with bullshit. Like, don't put it where you were supposed to put a park and then bullshit everybody about it. Like that's what made this one so interesting to me. Because like data centers by themselves, I'm not really aggravated at it. I'm aggravated at it when it comes with layers upon layers upon layers of corrupt bullshit. Not the make the bird AI footage, bro. I found that we recover data office that's near you. Oh, they're everywhere. I'm bored at work, have a coffee on me. Appreciate your work. Thank you. If data centers were well done, people would be less against them. Like, don't have anti-corrosive shit empty out into the water and everything nearby. Don't take all the water nearby. Don't make people's electricity jump in price in the area to pay for your fucking infrastructure build out. There's some really basic shit that would keep people from being so anti-data center. You didn't see anti-data center people in 2002, right? There was no, how many anti-data center people were there in 1999 during the dot-com bubble? How many anti-data center people were there when everything started moving to cloud services in AWS and Azure. It didn't exist because the data center stuff was not being done on so fucking stupidly back then. Like with repair, one of the reasons that I tried to run my company in a decent way is if I'm going to advocate for right to repair and for independence to be able to fix shit, I can't be out here just like doing fucking GPU reflows and not giving people a warranty when my garbage job fails on day 31 of the 30-day warranty. People used to ask, you stop at red lights in New York on your e-bike, why? Because I didn't want it to be made illegal. Is this Eddie V's? No, Eddie V's is on 5th Street. This is, I don't think this is it. This is not Eddie V's. Shit, I missed some stuff. Unpopular thought, poor people appreciate the law to repair. Freedom to repair enables free thinking. I don't think there's any group of people that think repairing your stuff should not be a thing, whether it's poor or rich, unless it's explicitly people that stand to benefit from things not being repairable, or people getting paid to push that narrative. In Michigan, it's all about the BS. They're hiding and rushing the data center under little to no regulatory oversight or ordinances. Interesting. There's no reason for data centers to use so much water and grid power. They use the resource because it's cheaper than more sustainable methods. Probably. This all pours into that whole, we gotta beat China. I don't know if that's even gonna happen, man. They have a really interesting mentality. I see them, it's interesting seeing these companies give away their stuff. The Americans think that this is worth trillions of dollars in their economy. So we're gonna make a competing product and give it away for free, just to show you that it's worth shit. That's an interesting way to fuck with another country. There is some irony in the fact that the Chinese companies are producing AI models that you yourself own, whereas the capitalist economy is producing a bunch of AI models that you have to pay a subscription fee for to get access to on somebody else's server. There's some comedy in there. It would be funnier if I was not on the negative end of it. What's your take on orbital data centers? I don't know if that's a economically viable thing. I don't know anything about it, to be honest with you. I've never traveled to space, never been there, don't really know about the economics of it. When attacked, I am discouraged to say anything in my defense because they can win / would just ignore me, logic me, That's a lot of slashes, bro. I've been walking around too long without water to be able to read that and do what they wanted anyways. That's a little defeatist. I am so... What? All right. What kind of beverage?
A little snack for when I wake up in the middle of the night. Never know.
Oh, that's all fancy shit. What to get? Could get a beer. Maybe I get myself a beer. Dude, that's an $11 electrolyte drink. Jesus Christ. I like coconut water. Take myself a coconut water. Go Joy. Oh, well, that's a big coconut water right there. Hello. Oh, boy. Okay. There's a man singing in the street. So this phone seems to actually have stood up better to live streaming than anything else I've used before, which is pretty nice. Yeah. The only thing is the horribly shaky camera. If I got a gimbal for this, it would be pretty nice, but I don't feel like carrying that around all the time. So I'm gonna open my water. Get rid of that post saying you'll expose that company in 2 weeks. Why, you think it'd be better having it a surprise? And there's nothing they can do about it. What I'm going to reveal, I think, is going to be as much of a reveal of what Google's doing as it is of what they're doing with the actual company itself. I'm honestly more interested in Google's response than the company's response. This is not a phone. This is a, wow, it doesn't even have the name on it. This is a Sony PDT FP1, I think. Yeah, it's a phone, but not a phone at the same time. Its primary purpose is supposed to be a streaming transmitter. It has an HDMI input on it, so you can take HDMI input from a camera. It also has an Ethernet port, so you can connect it to a camera that has the ability to live stream. It has an eSIM and a physical SIM card slot. You can switch back and forth. It shows you both, so you can use whichever SIM is the one that has better service at the time. The only thing, if you touch the actual phone itself, if you touch the device or you hold it, it fucks up the service entirely. It's not as resistant to that like a phone is. It's made to be mounted on something, so I have to have it on a stick or something for it to work. But it usually gets it holds on a signal a lot better than some garbage Pixel phone. And it has a giant heatsink in it and a giant fan. So this is not a phone that's designed to be like, look at how slim it is. It fits in my... This one is 0.0001 millimeters less thick than the last one. So it's going to get better reviews from sponsored crap tubers. It's not the type of phone. This phone is fucking thick as hell. This phone looks like, a 90s or an 80s phone. But it's got a big heatsink, big antenna, and a big fan. Which means I don't got to deal with my fucking stream crashing all the time while I walk around, which is awesome. I mostly use this for the larger camera. Let's see.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I didn't even expect this thing to actually come with a camera. It's very interesting that the thing even had a camera on it. But since it did have a camera, I figured I would just try it and see if the stream crashed, because usually the streams I do with all my other phones that wind up crashing. But this one is not, which is awesome. Hello to the person who didn't say hello the other day. Just hopped in. Where are we? I mean, the reason that phone numbers don't make sense is because you just get mostly spam calls anyway. Man, this is up. Vote for the third party, which is who? Here's a such thing. What flag is that getting posted? Getting FOMO because I don't know what phone. What is going on here? I don't really know. I talked. I dehydrated. Now I'm rehydrating while walking around. Vote Mr. Clinton. I'd vote for my cat. My cat deserves to win an election. I get about 30 scam calls a day. Yeah, I stopped caring. Like, people have said, you doxed your phone number in this video. It's like, I don't even have my text or phone call notifications on anymore. Like, it was all spam anyway. Do a video on crypto mining. Nah. I don't care about crypto mining. Have you done a video on the rent price fixing cartel in RealPage? Never heard about it, but if you think it's a thing, consumerrights.wiki, make an article, and then send it over to me for review. Govern yourself accordingly. I'm about to govern myself into an air-conditioned room. Any thoughts about Keep Android Open project? I hope they win. Govern yourself. Any thoughts on the Steam machine? Nope. I don't really game, so. You allow AI use in wiki article. If you post something that's true, factually correct, that's written according to the rules, we allow it. If you write something that's factually incorrect and properly cited and not according to the rules, we don't allow it. AI is a tool. I don't ban tools. I'm not California. I don't think that a shape is illegal. If you're going to use AI, you better use it properly. Weird, Spencer. So weird. Oh, that is so weird. That is so weird. Go away. I'm so disappointed by the Steam machine. What disappoints you about the Steam machine? Here's what I'm going to ask you. What disappoints you about the Steam machine relative to every other hardware disappointment? Like, are you disappointed on it at the same level that you are the way, like, because I had to buy 26 or 24 terabyte drives recently, and every place that I went to refunded me, or said they had none, and then the only place I could buy them from was like double the price. So, like, almost any piece of computer hardware right now is going to disappoint you. So my question to you is not whether the Steam Machine disappointed you, it's did it disappoint you way disproportionately to all the other hardware disappointments that are going on right now? Or is it just a disappointment in the same way as every other hardware disappointment? Because you can't expect Valve to be able to offer a good deal on that shit when Valve did not come up with the multi-trillion-dollar AI bubble, right? Like, love from Michigan. Have you looked into the data center here? I haven't. Write a consumerrights.wiki article if you can, though. Or a user space article if it's not doesn't fit the normal standards. How are you doing? I'm all right. What happened with Samsung lawsuit? Absolutely fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because in that video, I said not once, not twice, but 3 times, you have to wait 60 days before you file. And it has not been 60 days. So you get no update. You get nothing. You get less than nothing. Oh man, I get asked that like 50 times a day. Holy shit, I should have made it the title of the video. I'm just gonna retitle it, like come back in 60 days at some point. Ugh. You should make a video dunking on PlayStation for taking away discs. I don't really care about it that much though, that's the thing. I care about companies taking away games. That has nothing to do with taking away discs. I don't want to make formulaic videos. I have nothing to say here other than what I've already said. DRM is your enemy. Now, if you're somebody who likes physically collecting physical artwork in physical cases, that's a separate thing. But if you're talking about it in terms of I want to own my game, bruh, you have not owned your game for a long fucking time. Now, the thing that's really cool about the physical games going away, the reason I love it, I love the fact that PlayStation took away physical games. I think it's great because it gets normies that don't know what the fuck weird acronyms like DRM are to actually start to realize that you don't own what you bought and paid for. Like by taking away the last little physical trinket that you had left, the last little sign that you actually own anything in this world. Now it's obvious to people that don't really understand software licensing, that don't understand all these little intricacies of the things I talk about in the channel. In that regard, I'm kind of happy they took away physical games. It's like, finally. Now the shit that I've been talking about for years is like obvious. It's great. Maybe that'll get normies pissed off enough. And maybe once enough normal people are pissed off enough, there'll start to be some real change. I'm happy. I hope they take away everything. I hope Nintendo takes away your cartridges. I hope Ford takes away your car. I hope Bose takes away your speaker. I hope they take everything from everybody so fast that it just snaps back at them. Like, just rip the Band-Aid off. Enough of the slow and shitification. Okay, so the Steam Machine outrage seems like a little bit of a nothing burger. You thought about shaving bald? Nah, I don't feel like it. I like what I got. Works for me. The post office. I like the post office. Could we try to not curse in public if possible? No, fuck you. Come to Romania. What am I going to do in Romania? Oh boy, I'm tired. The New York is in me. But New York never leaves sometimes. than New York. I'm a 52-year-old white woman who keeps a tight buzz cut. If you don't like it, it'll grow back. I like what I got. Are you walking for health? Well, that's one thing that it does for you. Good to get a walk if your job is sitting down. None of my jobs require actual, like, real hard physical labor. At one point, I was a moving person and assembly person for this furniture store. I moved the furniture and then assembled it. That was a pain, especially when I had to work by myself. But this is not really, my current job is a lot of, like, sitting. It's not work, it's just a lot of sitting. So practice, whoa, this is kind of cool looking. What is this? I feel like I just walked into some, like, bright version of Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver or some shit. This is like the bright version of Legacy of Kain Soul. What the fuck is this? This is cool. I just walked by a castle or something. How did I never see this building? This is crazy. I kind of like this. 918 Congress. Huh. What this is? Look, you got the vines going up the side of the peach-colored brick wall. You got that chandelier-looking shit up there. That's cool. How do you feel about Windows laptops these days being cheap plastic garbage? Not these days. It's been like that forever. What's your favorite game? Final Fantasy IX. By a long, Final Fantasy IX, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. It's a tie. I really like the story. Legacy of Kain was fucking crazy for its time. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. Like the story, the sound, the graphics, it just had no right to be that good in 1996. It freaked the shit out of me too. Because I started playing that game when I was 8 years old. Oh my God. And I don't want to replay it as an adult because I'm afraid I'll replay it as an adult and then I won't remember it the same way. Because I'm an adult, I'm gonna go, oh my God, I can't believe I was impressed or scared by this as a kid. And I'm afraid to replay it and ruin it because in my head it's this scary, immersive universe and I just have this fear that if I play that game as an adult, I'm gonna just go, I can't believe you were afraid of this as a kid, you bitch. I don't want to ruin it for myself, so I don't replay the game. But man, that game sent chills down my spine. When you would fall into something, or when there'd be this like weird noise or rustling of something falling around you, or when you would look over your shoulder, that game fucked me up so bad. When you were switching between like the nighttime-ish looking thing and the living and the dead section of different areas, or like the time frozen stuff. Yeah, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver fucked me up. That was a good game. It's one of the reasons that while I am with the Stop Killing Games movement on a lot of things, part of the reason that I'm not really as invested in Stop Killing Games myself is because there are so many good games. Like, how to put this? With like a lot of items, there's a lot of items where there's wear to them, right? So at some point, they try to not be crazy autistic here with me for a moment, but at some point, old shit has to be replaced with new shit. You can't keep fixing old shit because you're gonna run out of parts, you're gonna run out of stuff, and at some point it's just not as viable. But with a game, it's kind of different. Like games, they don't really break in the same way. There are so many amazing games that have been created that I have not played, that if you were just to take all of the top tier, best in class games from like 1993 to 2006, I would have to take off work from now until the day that I die, and I don't have enough time to play all those damn games. Like, I'm probably set for life. There are so many amazing fucking games out there that I could just be playing shit from now until the day that I die without ever having to play something made after 2006. Emulation is very important for game preservation. The ESA was arguing that Section 12.1 of the DMCA, the law that says that you can't break a digital lock on something you bought and paid for, should not have an exemption for game preservation because there was no way to make sure that the game was solely being used for historical purposes and not entertainment purposes. So what they're really saying is we can't have you preserve a game because you may have fun. It takes away from the robust market that the game manufacturers have to resell classics of old games, aka repackage old shit and sell it to you as new, or turn it into a subscription. And they did use the word subscription when they were talking about the market for these old games. So the ESA is more than happy for you to not be able to, oh man, The ESA is more than happy for there to not be game preservation so that they can protect the game company's right to resell you back the fucking game over and over and over again, which to me is crazy. But that's the world that we live in. That's what they lobby for. That's what they're for. And if you push back against it, you're gonna get forced to tell people, don't, you guys have to be nice. We've heard that you've been sending threats. I hope El Presidente in the Stop Killing Games subreddit takes that back. I hope he retracts that. I really do at some point. I hope he says, I'm sorry. We got tricked. We got tricked. They played us good. I retract my statement. Dude, wow, this is a really vibrant green. How is this camera doing at rendering the green of the grass? Decent job? Decent job? Thank you, I appreciate that. I do try to send some nice responses to these companies. Keep them in line. Nice. Yeah, the camera in this phone looks like the most basic shit. This is not even a phone. This has one camera. It does not have a front camera. It has one camera on the back. There's nothing in here besides a fan and a giant ass fucking heatsink. I actually can't tell if the fan is spinning. I'm trying to get a look at it. I don't even think the fan is spinning right now, which is crazy because I have it set to do that. Interesting. Yeah, I have the fan set to oh wait, was it not on? Oh shit, the fan may have not been on this whole time. I think it's possible the fan may have not even turned on. May have just been keeping itself cool with just the heatsink. Oh, that's insane. That's crazy. It's a pretty nice device. This is my Pixel. It would have been on fire by now. What kind of shit did you discover about We Recover Data? Oh, man. I saw a screenshot of a name in a Facebook group. It's a Facebook group where you swap something. I want to get every piece of it, though. Guys, saying Steam is fundamentally DRM is not canceled or contradicted by saying that DRM-free games are on Steam. The Steam platform itself is a DRM. That's kind of true. Anywhere with useless aristocratic lawns is gross, and I will defend my native wild landscape with my life. We need a Lewis yoga tutorial. I've never done yoga before. I had a lot of exercises that I had to do after my spinal injury that were very similar to yoga. But I haven't done yoga before. Thanks for your coverage of town hall events. Gave me the courage to speak at a local meeting here. The proposed data center ordinance draft wasn't strong enough. That's awesome. I'm happy. By the way, I'm going to try to figure out if this is using the microphone attached to the device or the actual internal microphone of the device. I'm going to scratch the external microphone. I need you guys to tell me in 3 seconds if you hear this. 3, 2, 1. If you heard some annoying noises, that means the microphone I plugged in works. If you did not hear annoying noises, it means it doesn't. Okay, awesome. This phone literally, this hotspot that I'm using, does not have a camera app on it, so I had no way to actually independently confirm which microphone was being used prior to streaming. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm using this little Sennheiser lavalier thing. Thanks. Boom. The YouTube app does not have a mic selection tool, it just has a mute button. What do you think of the way the consoles are currently ordered? Game consoles? The last game console I had was a PlayStation 2. Got rid of that around 2005 or 2006. I don't think I took it when I moved away. That was the last game console I had. Man, I'm hot as hell. German products have become so expensive, can't even support my own country. I don't know if Germany is as expensive as Switzerland, but Switzerland is the most expensive place I've ever been to in my life. Switzerland is a place that kind of makes New York City look cheap. I don't know how anybody lives there unless they're all just UBS bankers. You know what I found interesting around Switzerland? Like, I'm not saying that homes in America are not fucked up, but if I look at like a few miles around where I live, you got $800,000 houses, $3 million houses, but then you also have $300,000 and $400,000 houses and $500,000 houses. Like, there's something for everybody. I remember opening up one of these apps in Switzerland. You had like apartments the size of a shoebox that were going for like 2 million Swiss francs. 2 million Swiss francs is like 3 million American dollars. And like 7 houses. And this was within like 15 kilometers from where I was in Zurich. And I'm just thinking, oh my God. And then let me go out 30 kilometers. And I'm like, wow, it doesn't get better. It really doesn't get better. Sometimes I wonder if it's the difference in the aggravation between, let's say, Swiss people and people in America when it comes to housing and owning shit. I wonder how much of it is, in America, we kind of at least have a little bit of a culture left where it's, I want to own where I live. Whereas in some parts of Europe, have people just kind of given up on it. It really makes me wonder if people just already gave up on that shit. I wouldn't be surprised. It's like we just kind of accept I'm a lifelong renter. Switzerland's the land of king and queens, literally. I don't know if Mr. Clinton would have liked those places either. When do you see another collaboration with you and Steve at Gamers Nexus? You know, we cross paths every now and then, and there's stuff where we talk about different stories, and the honest truth of it is we're both too busy. I remember him saying, I'd love to fly to California to go over that 3D printing thing, but he's just slammed with all this other shit, and I'd love to go and see him and do his stuff, but I'm also slammed with my stuff. Steve and I both appear to have in common that Steve and I have the same problem, like too many assholes, too little of us. There's not enough of us for the amount of assholes in the world. There needs to. This weather. Yeah, I'll cross. Oh, it's Ben Jordan. I like Ben Jordan. He seems like a cool guy. I enjoy his content. I don't watch a lot of YouTube stuff. I'm too busy making stuff to watch stuff, but I do watch his stuff and I do enjoy it. We recover data, any updates? Well, if you take a look at my community post, you'll see that there is this one screenshot I have of them claiming in all of their responses to all of their reviews, at least not all, but like all the recent ones, Louis Rossmann did not contact us or give us an opportunity to correct any facts before making his video. It's like, nope. I actually sent you a letter saying if you can tell me what statements I've made that are wrong and why they are wrong, I will correct them. Never heard shit. And then they said they never got my letter? Was that not the name of your lawyer that signed for it? You got my email. They responded to my email, so I know they received my email. Now you're saying you didn't get my shit? That kind of ticked me off. So I sent them a letter going, listen, you guys want to talk about defamation? Listen, there are arguments to be had over whether or not running check disk on a failing drive and stuff like this is a good idea. We could have arguments and discussions about the Google policy guidelines and stuff like this, but a USPS tracking number that says that you signed for it with your name and signature, like, there's really no opinion there. You received it. I know you received it. So what I noticed is after I sent that, it's like, do you want to get, like, do these people want to get sued for defamation themselves? Anyway, it looks like they deleted all of that. They said they'll get back to me in a few weeks. We have a lot of information to process. We need to give more birds. Huh? Austin tends to be human. Austin tends to be human, yes. Yeah, we signed for it but didn't receive it. Amazing. Yeah. Switzerland is impossible to invade and is a chocolate-covered fortress. Is it impossible to invade? Bro, don't tell America that. Don't tell America that anything's impossible to invade. Don't you tell America that anything is impossible to invade. Where there's a will, there's a way. I don't think they have enough brown people. Once Switzerland passes the threshold for enough brown people, maybe the United States will try to invade. I also don't think they have enough oil. Once there's enough oil. I'm being facetious for the people out there that actually think I'm serious. And there's always the person who thinks I'm actually serious. America invades privacy, they can invade your country. Switzerland does care. Oh, ouch! Oh yeah, you're right, the Swiss bank laws. Damn, okay, that was a pretty well-layered joke. I appreciate that. That got me. Oh, I have to hit the stupid fucking button. I forgot to hit the damn button. Not allowed to walk until I hit the button. What do you think of banning social media for kids under 16? I think it's awesome. Now kids will get to grow up on Usenet and IRC the way I did. I think it's great. Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff and TikTok, that's cancer. Every kid should grow up the way that I grew up, on IRC and Usenet news groups. No moderation, baby. None. No trust in safety department. They got shit. You know what the censorship is in a Usenet news group? Non-existent. Now kids can grow up the way that God intended. Reading unmoderated, unfiltered content on Usenet and IRC. I'm a product of growing up on newsgroups and IRC. I approve. Protect the children. I think it's good that we're protecting children from moderated content so that children can observe only unmoderated content on the internet. I think it's fucking genius. Yeah, if you couldn't tell by my sarcasm, I think it's fucking ridiculous. I really do wish it would lead to a resurgence of those technologies, but I realize it's not. Kids are just gonna find a way to get around it. And the kids who find a way around it are gonna be considered the cool kids. That's probably what's gonna happen. I mean, to be clear, I do think Facebook, Instagram, and all this stuff is cancer. I don't have an Instagram or a Facebook or a Twitter. Now, you may say, Louis, I've seen your videos there before. My nonprofit uses it to engage with people, to get people aware. I don't log into that fucking account. Somebody else logs into that account. There is a buffer between me and that garbage. I want nothing to do with Facebook and Instagram. And Twitter and all that shit. It's not even the fact that I think it's good for kids. I just think this idea that you could just kind of fix these societal problems by, like, you can't use Facebook, or requiring people show their ID to be able to use these platforms is just a meme to me. Anytime somebody tells me that protecting me is as easy as requiring that I show my ID to use a website or a service, I'm immediately very skeptical. What is this bot? GTFO bot. What about apps that allow communication with strangers that's not really a social media like Messenger or WhatsApp? What about them? Usenet and IRC allow communication with strangers. What the fuck world do we live in now? Seriously. I'm so old. When I was I think I was the last generation where parents just let you go out and said, come back when the street lights come down. Or not when it come down. Come home when the street lights go out, or before the street lights go out. Like when the street lights are out, or not when on, not out. You have to come back home when the street lights come on. And if you're not home by the time the street lights come on, there's going to be some trouble. Like that. I remember that. And then that went away. Now you need an ID to be able to use shit on the internet, and it's like, bro, I can talk to strangers in IRC. I can talk to strangers on Usenet. Like, stop. I don't know. Linux for me, Jason. No worries. I think I was actually on the phone with K. Dean when you came by, Kieran. K. Dean at fakereviewwatch.com had a lot to tell me. I like K. Dean. By the way, everybody, while you're here, do me a favor. Go to the channel Fake Review Watch by K. Dean on YouTube and say hi. It's a really cool channel. Had lots of really useful information to give me. You probably know why I'm smirking. If you know why I'm smirking, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. She's the best. You all know why I'm smirking. Let's see. Who in the chat knows why I'm smirking? Please let me send you a gimbal. This phone will be perfect for that. Like, usually my streams are complete and utter dog shit, and I think it's because of the crappy internet and crappy cooling system. But this phone really has it all. It's just the camera doesn't have any anti-shake stuff. A gimbal that works with a quarter 20 mount would be awesome, because this phone actually has a quarter 20 mount built onto the back of it. It's fucking awesome. It just, yeah, no anti-stabilization. Let's see. Who here knows why I'm smirking? Does anybody know? This is a Sony transmitter. It's like FPD DP1 or FP, it's whatever the fuck, I don't know. It's a Sony, yeah, they really do. Here we go. It's a Sony, P as in Paul, D as in douche, T as in Tom, F as in fuck, P as in penis, 1 as in 1. Yeah, Sony PDT FP1. PDT FP1, that's what this thing is. Yeah, so let's see, does anybody know why I was smirking? Yeah. Damn, nobody knows. Oh well. Well, I'm not gonna spoil it then. Nobody. Enjoy your coding, Greg Nation. You don't understand the online freak out over consoles moving away from disks for game preservation, but data on the disk is useless when the game server shut down. I think it's because it's symbolic, and a lot of people don't understand how DRM works, and they don't understand that most products require cloud connectivity to function. And most people remember a different time when shit just worked, and a lot of people are not up to speed on it. And you got to be you have to be soft, you have to be kind when you're pointing this stuff out to people. You don't want to like yell at people or treat them like shit because you know something they don't. But you do have to let people know that the physical disk thing is kind of a meme. Like, your disk is not going to mean shit when the company has the ability to stop it from working anyway.
Wave to cross Martin Luther King at Guadalupe. Wave to cross Martin Luther King at Guadalupe.
Damn, there's a little fly that keeps going by my nose. He really wants to get slacked. These are videos of mental health, minimalistic life, and getting things done while it feels like doing nothing. I think you will all enjoy the content that's made by Kay Dean at FakeReviewWatch.com. She makes some really good stuff. Hey, pleasure to meet you, sir. You're really going to enjoy her stuff. It's truly quality investigative journalism. It really ties into some stuff I've been talking about on the channel recently. Oh man, her channel deserves more viewership. It's really quality research, and I don't see anybody doing this shit. What Kay Dean gets done with a fucking spreadsheet in like 20-year-old office software on her, Pentium 3, whatever she's using as a computer. Because she was telling me, I don't have any automation. I'm doing all this shit on an old-ass computer, a basic-ass spreadsheet. She just does all the shit the old-fashioned way, and I respect the hell out of it. And she gets it done. She figures out, like, all these companies with all their AI models and their automation and all this other bullshit, they are not able to figure out a quarter of what she's able to figure out with her fucking spreadsheet and just some basic common sense. Lots of good detective work there. How do you spell her name? Kay space Dean. FakeReviewWatch.com. Physical media is important as it gives you a path to archive your software media as you please. Good luck archiving a game with DRM. For that, you need to crack the DRM. And then you're breaking the law. And then you're a criminal. Would you download a car? I would download a car. I'd rather download a 2016 car than a 2026 car, though. I would buy a 2016 car, but I would download a 2026 car. So close. So close. All these new buildings here. See all the new buildings? What's for dinner? Actually, nothing. I didn't prepare anything. I went for a walk instead. I will have to figure that out.
Out with the faces.
I have no clue. I'm gonna go straight home and jump in the shower. It is too hot. Well, I'm about to get out of here. I'm too tired. It's been fun. Talk to you later. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. Go out, take a walk, get some exercise. Say hi to somebody maybe. I'm out of here. I think pizza sucks for the Mr. Jeff Hidalgo. All carbs, no nutrition. Just junk. Not for me. Not for me.